In just 3 days, on November 1st, 42 million people in this country will have their food assistance benefits, known as SNAP, cut off. That is because of an apparent violation of the law by the Trump administration. The federal government currently has roughly $5 billion in a SNAP contingency fund. It's there for emergencies, and some argue required to be used in emergencies like this one. The Trump administration is not allowing those funds to be used because they want to turn up what Mike Johnson has called the pain dial on Americans during a government shutdown, putting millions of families at risk of going hungry.
I'm only down to 1 pack of chicken, and I don't even know what I'm going to do for the next months.
Cheyenne Hayworth's SNAP benefits are gone.
How old is he?
She's left wondering how she'll feed her young autistic son.
My son won't have his milk, and we won't have food.
And she's not alone.
Hi.
Parents worry that without SNAP benefits by November 1st, they'll have some tough decisions.
I'll go without eating it or anything as long as my kids eat.
Families shop here at the Community Cooperative in Fort Myers.
I just hope and pray that they don't shut it down, because a lot of people and a lot of mothers that are really dependent on the SNAP benefits.
That was some excellent local reporting out of Florida. We're hearing stories like this all over the country. Senator Bernie Sanders is an independent of Vermont, a ranking member of the Health, Education, and Labor Committee. Just today, he was on Capitol Hill advocating for those emergency funds to be used, and he joins me now. Senator, we've been in this shutdown now for weeks. I think pain is increasing for a lot of people, particularly federal workers who have not been paid at all. How dire do you see this November 1st cutoff in terms of what it's going to mean for, again, tens of millions of American recipients of SNAP?
Chris, I really think that many folks don't fully appreciate the horror that we're looking at right now. Trump's war against the working class and low-income people is literally unprecedented. At a time when tens of millions of people are just hanging in, trying to feed their families or pay their rent or pay for health care, what we're looking at right now is some 20 million people seeing a doubling in their health insurance premiums. In my state of Vermont, we're hearing that people are looking at a tripling or a quadrupling of their health insurance premiums. Shortly, we're going to be seeing, if we don't prevent it, which we must, 15 million people losing their health insurance because of Trump's massive cuts to Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act, which studies suggest will result in the deaths every year of some 50,000 Americans. And now, on top of all of that, when there is a contingency fund put in by Congress to provide emergency funding during a shutdown for SNAP, for food stamps, et cetera, something that was on the website of the Department of Agriculture 2 weeks ago. They deleted it. And now what Trump is saying is we're not going to provide SNAP benefits to over 16 million children, their parents, and their grandparents. So as you just seen in the brief interviews that your reporter did, you're going to see families literally in the richest country in the history of the world, where the wealthiest people have never had it so good. Millions of people are going to say, how am I going to feed my children? This is unspeakable.
Yeah, I was texting with someone who works at a food bank today, actually, talking about they're already seeing it, right? There's a kind of preparatory move as people start to prepare for this. I want to just confirm the point you made about these contingency funds. I don't want to get too in the weeds here, but there's $5 billion in a contingency fund. This is from the U.S. Department of Agriculture's own website, dated September 30th. Its lapse of funding plan. And I'll read just one sentence here. These multi-year contingency funds are also available to fund participant benefits in the event that a lapse occurs in the middle of the fiscal year. That was on the website just 2 weeks ago. The Trump administration has said that the shutdown gives them ability to go after what they call Democrat programs. So Trump has said this many times. Russ Vought has said this. You guys, meaning you Democratic senators and Democratic representatives, are going to be upset because we're going to go after your guys' stuff and that SNAP is in that category. What do you say to that?
I mean, look, what can you say? It is beyond disgraceful. It is beyond outrageous. Feeding hungry children is a Democratic proposal, really? But I want to give you some good news, and it's not just that some 26 attorneys general all over the country have gone to court to prevent Trump from doing this, and I think they have very strong legal grounds. As you just indicated, Congress has appropriated this money. It is there, and the Trump administration is refusing to spend it. But maybe more significantly, Chris, 11 Republicans in the United States Senate have signed on to legislation introduced by Senator Hawley, which would extend the SNAP program. And that is the first time, not only is that the right thing to do from a moral perspective, it is the very first time that we have seen that many Republicans finally breaking away from Donald Trump and having the courage to do the right thing. So I hope, by the way, that with every member of the Democratic caucus and 11 Republicans, that's something like 58 members, saying we want to extend in a bipartisan way this program, I hope that Majority Leader Thune will have the decency to put that legislation on the floor. And if he does, I'm confident we'll get over 60 votes. So let's do the right thing. And the other thing that has to happen is Mike Johnson, unbelievably, has given a now 6-week paid vacation to members of the House of Representatives. So here you have a government shutdown. Children are about to be denied food. We're seeing the health care costs in America going up. And Johnson has said to the House of Representatives, hey, take a vacation. You don't have to be in Washington for this crisis. That is insane. That is unbelievable. And that is the arrogance of some of these Republican leaders.
I should note the House Speaker refers to it not as a vacation or recess, but a in-district work period is the phrase that they're using.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
That's the Speaker's term. I will say I've covered House recesses my entire career. That's a new one. I think that might even be an innovation of the House Speaker. I guess the final question to you is, when's this going to end? I mean, there's this very strange thing. I've never seen this before. The House is out of session. He's keeping them out of session, Johnson, because he doesn't want to swear in a duly elected Democrat who's now missed, 5 weeks of her term. I mean, to be clear.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah.
And to pressure and to jam you in the Senate. The president's off eating, sort of elevated, fancy Happy Meals at his working lunch in South Korea. What's going to break it? He said today he'll meet with you when he gets back, I guess. What?
Look, this is what is going to break. I mean, Trump may be crazy and he may be a pathological liar, but he reads polls. And what the polls are telling him that people are holding the Republicans accountable for the shutdown. They control the House, the Senate, and the White House. And once people, I think millions of people, receive their new health insurance bills, which will be double or triple what they have been, and are unable to afford it, I think that you're going to see Donald Trump telling his Republican colleagues that we've got to do something. Yeah. And when that happens, I think we're going to end the shutdown, and I think we're going to be able to preserve health care for the American people and prevent the collapse of our health care system.
Senator Bernie Sanders, thank you for your time tonight.